As many of you know, my show was started on the premise of helping people. Well, this summer I partnered up with HeadBlade and toured the country promoting their product and my show. Since my show began airing, I've received hundreds of thousands of emails, and today we brought two people who emailed me here to Chicago. Meet Jason and Carlton. I'm told both of you wrote emails saying how the show affects your lives. Jason, will you read part of your email?
I don't know for sure if I'll look like Steve with my head shaved or not, but I figured I'd give it a shot. I think I'm approximately the same size as Steve, 6'2", 250. I'm a former Marine and a former law enforcement officer, and I share many of the same views about the problems amongst our communities and the trash that roams within them as Steve does. As far as changing my life, Steve is a constant reminder to us how special and important children are to us, and I firmly believe that Steve's attitude towards the ridiculousness and incompetence of the parents he brings on the show is extremely commendable. I wish I had an opportunity to have as great of an impact on children's lives as Steve has.
Well, that's very nice. There's a guy. There's a guy that gets it, and I respect that. Thank you very much.
More on free TV.
Thank you. More on free TV. Now I got to ask, you have a nice head of hair. Why would you want to shave that off? Seriously, you don't look like this unless you have to look like this.
Unless I have to, I don't know.
And Carlton, you wrote an email also?
Yes.
You want to read part of it?
I admire Steve to the point I would like to be like him. You ask why, I'm going to tell you. I've been beaten up and I've been pushed around as a kid. I watch the Steve show and I have hope and I have dreams. When I watch the show, I get excited at the way he gets into people's faces, protects people, and stands up for the people that he cannot stand up for themselves that ask for his help. I've come a long way with my life this far and plan on progressing in the right direction. I want to thank Steve personally for being there for the people that need him and the people that he has helped. Hopefully one day I can meet him and tell him that to his face. Since I have been watching Steve's show, I have become more of a person, more independent, and more aggressive on the inside. I'm not as much of a pushover as people used to know me as. I stand tall and represent something. I take that back. I represent myself the way I want to be seen as a person.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Glad we can help you out. Now, I understand you want to shave your head also?
Yes.
Now, you I can understand.
So I'm 24. I was going bald at 18.
Hey, I'm with you, brother. I was there. We have female barbers that are going to come out and shave their heads. You'll be done in about 30 seconds. You got about 5 minutes ahead of you.
I can sit here all day. Yep.
That ain't gonna look that much different. He looks like a Marine already, so.
Hoorah.
Hoorah. Now, have you ever shaved your head before?
Completely bald, no.
No. Have you ever shaved your head?
Many times.
And I mean, the reason why we're doing this is, one, to promote HeadBlade, which is a great product. I use it to shave my head, and it makes it much easier for a guy to shave his head bald with HeadBlade. And I think you'll learn that, and if you've never used it, you're going to enjoy it a lot. Well, here it comes now, the nitty-gritty. And so now we're using HeadBlade products, so I think this is a great time to bring the owner of this company, who's been a friend of mine in the show, Todd Greene. Come on up, Todd. I met Todd about 10 years ago when I was working another show, and you've always been a big supporter of me. And then when I got my show, Todd and HeadBlade came on board, and we've been partners since day one with my show. And I think it's great. We got to tour the country on the HeadBlade bus, and promote your product and my show, and I really want to thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
And Todd, why don't you talk about your product a little bit that we use to shave these two guys' heads?
Okay. First off is the HeadBlade. I will take. This is the HeadBlade. That's third iteration of HeadBlade. The original one is in the Museum of Modern Art in New York. It's an idea that I came up with about 10 years ago because I was faced with early hair loss. So I decided that I had to shave my head. Used to use a regular razor. And a regular razor, it kind of takes your hand away from your head. It's very hard to shave with. It takes about 15 minutes. So realizing that if you put a blade under your fingers, it's a much easier, more intuitive way to shave. So I started with the idea, made the prototypes, then started making it myself and sold it on the website, and now we're in 20,000 stores. So we've been, very successful. We've been doing it for 10 years now. So what we did was came up with a line of products, which start with the Head Slick Shave Cream.
Which I use every day, and I love it. It's great stuff.
And this is great for your face or your legs. One of the things is we'll actually be giving you samples. So everybody tried the Head Slick because it's great anywhere you shave your ball on your body. But we have a whole line of head care items, which you could buy at like CVS, Walgreens, or Rite Aid. But also, last thing I should point out is the sunscreen. Because anybody that shaves their head, you know that sunscreen isn't just a summer item. You need it year-round. So we actually make a protection which is called Head Shade. Okay. Thank you.
You want to see how you look?
Sure.
No, don't get too scared now. Not so bad.
No.
Oh, you're looking pretty good. Gives you a nice, tough look. You might have some second thoughts. You might have some regrets. All right, and Todd, you have something that you want to pass out to the audience,
Yeah,
right?
do we have, what we're going to give out is the shave cream that they're using that I told you about, Head Slick. We're giving everybody a 2-ounce sample of that. And the other thing we're giving is everybody a baseball hat.
Well, you look great. Thank you for the email. That's inspiring. I'm glad that helped. I'm glad the show helped you out.
Yeah.
And again,
All right.
I want to thank you for that email and what you said about it, about the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's fine for me.
And a big hand for Todd. Thank you. Thanks again, Todd. Thank you.